Yeah, exactly.
You heard you remembered your wife's birthday this year, so congratulations.
Wow.
You didn't have to sleep on the couch last year, did you, for that, or?
You don't even want to know.
Yeah, you opened this fresh out. You so definitely remember your wife's birthday.
Yep, exactly right. Tomorrow. I'm good.
I'm just trying to
Good.
say, I texted you the morning. Tell her in advance the day before.
I've got a very good support system.
Coach, all that's been made about the team's offensive struggles defensively, outside of a poor 5 minutes, how do you feel your team's really played in the first 2 games?
Well, I'm very disappointed in again our inability to finish the game the right way. Thought that Troy came out and they executed well, had a 14-play drive, an 8-play drive, under duress, with a variety of pressures and some tight man-to-man coverage and things that had worked all day. They executed those same calls there in those last 2 drives. Disappointed that again we had opportunities to get off the field, keep them out of the end zone, and we didn't do it. Dropped interceptions, pass interference calls, 2 of those, and a late hit. We lost leverage on 4th and 6 on a very simple, basic stick out scheme by the number 2 receiver. Again, like that, I don't know if it's killer instinct or whatever it is, it's the same result. You can describe it a lot of different ways, but disturbing or whatever just makes you mad, and because we had our opportunities there. And but that being said, it's a young season, through 2 games. There's a lot to like, and we got a lot to learn. We got plenty of things to get better at, and I got to clean up some tackling, and clean up some coverage and some technique. Everybody has issues to different degrees, and I think our issues are correctable. We'll continue to develop our team and our chemistry and our different packages. And I'm really excited about the group of guys that we have to coach. I think it's a group of guys that are competitive, they're coachable, they're intelligent, they're talented. We have some competitive depth at some positions and some that we've got to still develop. But our guys from the first 2 games felt like they had great preparation, came out with great intensity, focus, passion, toughness, all of that. Through 2 games, responded at halftime in 2 tight games, came out the same way, with a great desire and focus to compete. And so that's expected, but at the same time, it doesn't always happen. And we've had that. And those are things that you feel like you can build on, and you'll continue to grow and improve as the season goes on. As a result, this is a group of guys that care deeply for each other, and that want to do well, and that want to create their own identity. And, so we'll see a variety of team schemes, skill sets as we go along throughout the year. A lot of different challenges. And moving forward, there's a lot to be hopeful for, as a coach.
Jalen has gotten a lot of playing time and performed well. How nice is it to have that confidence in him with being able to sit Ben Boulware for the next game?
Well, I'd rather have Ben and Jalen, you asked, but it is good. Jalen's worked hard. He's a good player. We have more other good players as well, and he's made the most of his opportunities through the first couple of games. He's worked hard for those opportunities, and he can do a variety of things, which you like that flexibility.
How do you compensate for not having a guy like Ben who plays so many snaps?
Well, again, that's how we started our that's how we ended our meeting in the locker room after the game. Talking about leadership, and a guy that has a ton of passion and intensity and willingness to prepare and lead. And when you lose that, somebody's got to step up and fill the void, and when you don't, you're not as good. And it doesn't have to be just one guy, but Ben commands a lot of respect in that locker room, and I think that his teammates value what he brings to the table, and will more than step up, and collectively fill that void.
That was it. Ben has been coming up to him and lobbying to play this week. Is he trying to convince you?
Who? Ben? Yeah. He's backpedaling and shuffling in that boot. He would be fine probably to play. He's got a high threshold for pain, and not that he's in a lot of pain. I didn't ever ask him, where he's at on the Richter scale, but he'll be fine. We'll be fine. I think it'll be good for him to rest. And again, I think we've got good enough players that to come out and have an opportunity to play well. Might be a few guys. I'm not acting like losing him is no big deal. He's our quarterback in our defense, and if Deshaun wasn't playing this week, regardless of whoever it is that you're playing, I think everybody would be like, oh, this guy's fun. What are we going to do? Who's it going to be? That's what I lay in my bed at night. That's what I'm thinking. I feel good about the guys, but he's a big part of our success. And again, just emotional leadership, all of that.
You've had interceptions from 4 different linebackers. Is there anything you're doing from a scheme standpoint that's giving them more opportunity?
I'm coaching them up so well. I'm just doing a great job coaching.
It's just a matter of
2 minutes real. I'm not doing a very good job coaching them. The interceptions, they're doing
just
a
bunch of
great
good
job.
players.
I think they're improving in their knowledge and their experience and their underneath coverage. And then again, they've benefited from some tip balls as well. And the quarterbacks. The one play, I think it was Christian, forced him to throw it in Dorian's belly there. They had a little screen play set up, and Christian's smoking off the edge. You can throw it away too. And then Jalen, had the tip ball. That was from Christian too. And so benefit from good defensive line play. And then I think you look at Kendall's, that was just a textbook, 4-3 deep zone coverage, and did a great job feeling the oval route and sliding underneath it, relating to the route as the route moves. Great job there. Who else picked one off?
Bulwer in the first game.
Jalen.
Bulwer's was just awesome, and it was another textbook zone coverage where he just did exactly what he practiced, and they ran the exact route that he practiced in that situation. Here it comes, and he did a great job. But we practice. You guys have been there. We start every practice with ball drills for the whole team, and so I think catching it is more natural than it probably was 3-4 years ago before we were doing that.
Talk about Ben being the quarterback of the defense. Where does Christian's versatility fit in there? I mean, are you okay when he goes over to the offensive side of the ball?
We have.
Are you okay when he goes over and plays offense a little bit, or do you worry a little bit about something might go wrong?
Yeah, no, I don't ever really. I'm not a guy that worries about the unknowns that way. But I love it. I think it's great for him, good for us. I think it gives the opportunities with throwing him and Dexter with the other group of skill players that they have over there in some of those situations. I think it can really create some opportunities, for both obviously the players and for us. I think it makes it a little bit more difficult. One more thing to work on.
Was there anybody, when you went back and watched film, that maybe flashed that surprised you a little bit? Some of the guys that you were seeing maybe for the first time?
No, I think Kayvon Wallace has a chance to develop. He plays strong. He still doesn't know what he's doing yet, figuring some of those things out. But I don't know if he flashed, so to speak, but he did some really good things. Had a nice coverage. Playing a man under concept. They run a little out the same route that they got on 4th and 6 on Van. Kayvon covered it really well. Different coverage, different concept, but same route. covered it well. I think he has a chance to be a really good player if he continues to work and given those opportunities.
Coach, one thing Dabo mentioned was he was anxious to see what the vibe was going to be like in the locker room after the win. What were your emotions? Did you want to see what you're seeing out of the guys and their response, and what you've seen out of them in these first few days?
What was there? I think they're going to follow our lead, and winning is hard. It's difficult. So you don't. I was stuck in a bad place for many years where I couldn't enjoy winning, and that's not what it should be about. So you got to have the there's a I don't know, delicate balance, a competitive balance, with the appreciation of winning, and what do we got to do when it's time to get things corrected and coached up. There's a place for that as well, but I'm not going to sit here and act like we just won the ACC championship or we beat the Chicago Bears either. We've got a ton of things that we got to get better at. We should have done better. You hated getting those last 5 minutes of the game, and it's bad. It's bad football. You got to get off the field. Our job on defense is to get off the field, period, regardless of the circumstances, and we didn't do that. So there's failure there that you just can't leave the locker room without pointing that out. But fist bump them and tell them you appreciate them and congratulate them on winning and tell them it's time to go back to work. The season starts today. So I do appreciate that it is not a negative environment and where it's all about just winning and where if you can't appreciate the winning, then you need to find something else to do. And they're gonna feed off of us. And if they're miserable in their own skin, they're gonna start hating to play the game of football. And so I think our job as coaches, as mentors, as leaders, is to find the right ways to keep the right perspective. And we're not trying to sugarcoat anything, I can promise you. And when it stinks, it stinks. When it's bad, it's bad. But winning is ultimately the goal. And then correcting and coaching is all part of the process too.
Coach, I think Trey Lamar was in on that 4th down play in which they scored on the 66-yard run. Was that a situational thing, or did you just feel pretty confident in him after the Auburn game?
He's part of that package, and Trey's going to be a great player. He's a really good player right now, and does what a lot of young guys do, just keep his eyes on that target just for a second. Trey's doing very, very well, and that's one of those little small mistakes that he won't make again if he's in the same situation. I'm very confident in that.
All set?
Thank you, Coach.
Coach.
Yes, Coach. You got it.